So first of all, welcome. My name is Allison Kolstutz. I'm Vice President for Student Affairs, and I'm going to run quickly through some slides today to help you hopefully get excited and ready to join us on February 13th at our new student orientation for Year 1 starters. So this is a picture of our Chiswick campus. Unfortunately, London does not look like this today. It's quite cold and rainy, but spring is coming. So hopefully it will be looking like this very shortly. First off, I'd like to introduce you to my fantastic team of student support people. These are all people that you will meet when you arrive at Richmond, but you may be emailing with them already about expectations for what's to come. So again, my name is Allison. I am joined also by Elizabeth, who is our head of student support and access. Elizabeth oversees all of our front-facing student support, both in the student hub and online. And she works alongside the three people there at the top. And Ian, I believe, is here today. He is our student accommodation and community support officer. Ian, would you like to say a quick hello?
Hello. Yes. Hi. I'm also joined by Beth and Alice. We're all in one room together.
Oh,
So
great.
thank
Okay.
you. But yeah, hi everybody. I'm Ian, as it's said there. I'm the student accommodation and community support officer. So my job is looking after you all in our accommodation partner, which is Stay Club, which we'll be talking about soon, and then also helping with the community standards and values of the university and our events as well, and all our clubs and societies, which we'd love you to be part of as well.
Great. Thanks, Ian. Beth, do you want to introduce yourself next, please?
Yes, hello everyone, and a big warm welcome to Richmond. My name is Beth, and I am your Student Health and Wellbeing Officer. So, if you have any needs relating to your health and wellbeing, whether that's mental health, physical health, I am your first point of call. You can contact me by email, or I am usually in the hub, and I look forward to meeting you.
Great. Thank you. And Alice.
Hi everyone, I'm Alice. I'm the Student Accessibility Officer. So I put in place support plans for students with additional needs. So if you have any questions at all, do just get in contact. You can email me or I'm also in the hub and I look forward to meeting you all.
Great. Thanks, Alice. And Elizabeth, sorry, I missed you. You have joined us. Do you want to say a quick hi?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. Just want to say welcome from the whole team. And you'll find me alongside Ian, Beth, Alice, well, really everyone on the screen in the Student Hub when you arrive. So looking forward to seeing you and helping you out with all things related to student support and access.
Great. Thanks, Elizabeth. So down there on the next row, you'll see Catherine and Chi. They make up our UKVI compliance team. So as a student on a student visa, and I think all of you coming to join us in February they are great people to talk to about what is required of you while you're studying and things you can and cannot do on your student visa. I think Chi is definitely with us. Not sure about Catherine. Do you want to say a quick hi, Chi?
Hi everyone, my name is Chi and I'm UKVI Compliance Assistant. So if you have any questions about, let's say, your working conditions and your options after graduation, etc., feel free to contact us. And we're looking forward to see you guys next week. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Chi. Next to Chi are Maria and Raga. They make up our careers and internships team. They're really keen to start talking to you about how you can start thinking about your next steps post-graduation. We realize you are just starting your course, but a lot of the skills and competencies and particularly transferable skills that you're going to hone while you're at Richmond are things that will be important to start learning early on. So Ragat, I think you're here with us. Do you want to say a quick hi?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Raga, as Alison has said. I'm the internship officer here at Richmond. My main focus is academic internships and internships that we have here at Richmond. Yeah, that's about it. I'll leave it to Maria, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ragat. Maria, are you with us?
Hi.
You are,
Hi,
yes.
everyone.
Hello.
Yes. So welcome to Richmond. We are here, as Ragged and Alison said, to help you with anything that has to do with your future careers, like the CV, the cover letter, leadership skills. We have the Richmond Leadership Academy. We have many projects going on, events, and a platform where you can learn all about employability. So looking forward to seeing you in person in campus and talking with you about all these exciting opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. And I believe everybody is going to arrive in time for our careers fair, which is happening in mid-February. So you'll be able to see some of that on campus as well. Jason is our head of student financial assistance and scholarships, really good person to talk to about managing your money and financing your way through Richmond. Jason, would you like to say hello?
Hello, my name is Jason, and as Alison mentioned, I oversee all areas relating to student funding and scholarships. So do feel free to reach out if you have any questions relating to funding, and I look forward to meeting you all. Welcome to Richmond.
Great. Thank you, Jason. And you may have already met Gemma Hadji George. She's our head of admissions. She's somebody you might have talked to through that process of accepting your offer at Richmond and moving on to becoming an enrolled student. Gemma, would you like to say a quick hi?
Thanks, Alison. Yes, hi everyone. I'm Gemma in admissions. Thank you for joining us today. We've been working together for quite some time now, so we're really looking forward to welcoming you to campus in just a few weeks. I know some of you are still waiting on visa decisions, so we can definitely keep you updated on any updates that we have on our side, but please try not to worry. There is still time and we can have a chat about it later if that helps. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Gemma. Okay, so a few of you have contacted us in Student Affairs about things you can do to get started in advance of your arrival on the 13th of February. And one of the things you can do as of today is to sign up to your IT account. As a Richmond student, you do have access to Microsoft 365, and with that comes an Outlook email account, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneDrive, and all the other features that Microsoft offers. So if you go to outlook.office.com, you can sign into your university email with your student ID number. That is the number that starts 000. Um, that will be the start of your Richmond email address, which will be your student ID number at richmond.ac.uk. If you don't know your student ID number, look back at your enrollment or look back at your offer letter and all of the correspondence from admissions, and you'll find it there. If you're struggling to find it, contact us at Student Affairs and we can help you look it up. The first time you log in, your password will be a standard one, and that will be Richmond with a capital R, and then your birth date in the 6-digit format you see there, day, month, year. Once you log in, you'll be asked to immediately change your password to something that you will remember. And that changed password will stick with you through and also become your password for the other platforms that you'll sign into a little bit later. We will start contacting you on your university email exclusively after orientation. So this is a great opportunity to get on now, get used to using Outlook, and start changing over to that university email account. Once you are on Outlook and you've changed your password, within about 48 hours, your account will sync and you will get access to the Rio student portal. Rio is our student information system, and the Rio student portal allows you to do a lot of things. You can update your personal details, that's your home address and your London living address. You can apply for housing if you haven't done that already. You can see your financial accounts, showing how much money you owe for tuition or potentially housing, and you can also register. We'll be going through how to use all the services on the Rio portal at orientation, but you can have a preview once you log into Outlook and wait for that short period to sync. As of Monday, the 26th of January, you will have access to Blackboard. Blackboard is our virtual learning environment. It's the platform that you will use for all of your classes at Richmond. So each of your classes will have a Blackboard page, and on that page, you will see the schedule of the class. You'll see the syllabus telling you all of the assignments you have to complete on which dates and which times. You'll also see the readings and your grades. So it's a great platform to get used to. And what we've done is designed a course so that you can start to practice using Blackboard before you arrive. The course that we have enrolled you on or will enroll you on by Monday is called New Student Orientation. It is for everyone joining us for February. And on there, you will again see lots of helpful resources and support about living in London, about Richmond in general, and about preparation for moving overseas. You can access Blackboard at blackboard.richmond.ac.uk. Again, your username is your student ID number, and the password is the one that you would have changed the first time you used Outlook. It looks a bit like this. This was for our fall 25 orientation class. Yours, of course, will say spring 2026, but it will look very similar to this. And there are links that you can click on, videos you can watch, quizzes you can take, and all sorts of things on there. So before you know it, the 13th of February will have arrived, and we will be seeing you on campus. Our orientation will take place in person, so we do expect you to come to campus on Friday the 13th. We are in Building 12 at Chiswick Park, Chiswick Business Park, and the address is there, 5566 Chiswick High Road, and the postcode. The closest transport to our campus is right across the road. It's Gunnersbury Station, but we are also serviced by a number of London buses that go straight down Chiswick High Road and another tube stop on the other side of campus called Chiswick Park. We will be emailing you a personalized schedule for the day, but if you do have any questions about how to get to campus, things that we're going to do on that day, you can always contact us at that email address. So what will we cover on that day? Well, quite a few things. The first, of course, is to check your documents. So you will need to bring with you to orientation your original passport and the share code that you have for your student visa. We also ask that you bring evidence of your arrival into the UK. So this could be a boarding pass showing the date and time that you arrived to Heathrow, for example. Our UKVI compliance team will host a visa and immigration seminar, and it's really important that you go to that. It is mandatory. In addition to that, we'll have a seminar with our IT team to make sure that you got onto all of our IT platforms, of which I just mentioned. We'll host a Life in London seminar to get you ready to use London Transport, open a bank account, use a mobile phone, and all those things that I'm sure you're eagerly anticipating. We will host some campus tours that will be guided by our student leaders. You'll be able to collect your student ID card with your photo on it. Hopefully you're ready to send that in advance. And then you'll have opportunities to also meet with finance and IT teams in case you run into any difficulties. By the end of the day on the 13th of February, you will be registered for classes, and you will be expected to come again on Monday the 16th to start. So I'm going to hand over to my colleague Ian to talk a little bit about our student accommodation.
Hello, everybody. Yes, hi again. Let's go through Stay Club. So Stay Club is our partner in North Acton, who they are situated about 34 minutes away, as it says there, by bus, or 15 minutes on a walk, and then a 12-minute overground. So it's super close to us. It's very quick. It's straight to Gunnersbury Station. The flats are all inclusive. They are studios, so you have a small kitchen and your own private bathroom, so you wouldn't be sharing any of those with anybody else. However, there are lots of shared common spaces throughout the building, including shared kitchens on each floor. So if you do want to use a larger kitchen space than the one that's provided in your room, there is a shared kitchen in each floor, which is really nice, which has like an air fryer, etc. There's also a gym on site, which is really great, and a cinema room as well, and a cafe with some small dining options, so like light food, not full meals. What is great about what we provide at Stay Club through Richmond itself is that we have a live-in team that is on site at all times, other than like holidays, etc., which is our Res Life team, who are fellow students who have been living with us for some time, experienced Richmond, and are students who've been here for a bit. So if you have any questions, any concerns or worries about Richmond or things that are going on or anything that's happening on the accommodation, there's always team there available on WhatsApp, or they will have their number in case of emergency situations. We have lots of events that they'll be planning as well, the team, and activities for you to take part in as well. And Stay Club themselves have their own staff on site at all times. So there's security 24/7 and their actual front of house staff as well. So if you need anything from the actual building staff, they're there as well. And of course, you can always contact me as well. Obviously, I can help you with any of those bigger issues that you might have in terms of any issues you have at Stay Club. Also, if you are looking for external providers as well, away from Stay Club, we can provide help and support with that as well, helping you maybe look for some. But Stay Club is our main provider of accommodation and our official partner. They also, as it says there, have very responsive maintenance. So if there is any issues with your rooms, then of course they can help you as well. So importantly, our rooms that are our nominated agreement that we have with Stay Club have been sold out. However, we work very closely with Stay Club, and they might have availability that we can help you speak to their managing team to get you rooms booked. So if you do want to stay at Stay Club, obviously contact us and we can help you with that.
Great. Thank you, Ian.
No worries.
All right, so beyond Stay Club, of course, there are options to rent in the private sector, and a lot of our students do this. Some people will rent rooms within a larger apartment or house, and others will rent directly through an estate agent. But some of the things that you should start thinking about if you do want to do this, do you know somebody who lives nearby? Your commuting time from where you are living and the cost are something to take into consideration. We do highlight that it is important for you to get to know your landlord and ensure that you're renting from a reputable person. London is a very big city, and often, particularly international students, can find themselves in situations where they're being taken advantage of because of this. You will almost inevitably be asked to pay a deposit. Make sure you know how that deposit is protected. And then start to think about your surroundings. Are there places that you can shop, like a supermarket? Are there places where you can get public transport easily? Is your residence furnished, or will you have to go out and buy furniture before you move in? Just a few things to think about. Within our WhatsApp chat, which I will be sending to all of you, we have some students who are already here, who joined us earlier this month, who are living in accommodation around London. And it is possible that some of them have spare rooms that they may also be renting. So a great way to start to meet people and start to think about where you might be living or where you'd like to live when you get to London. So you will have the opportunity, as I mentioned, to meet people before you start. We have some active WhatsApp groups running already for social sciences and humanities, maths, computer science, and software engineering, business, economics, and finance, and for communications and media. So these are major specific, and you can join the one that best suits your course. I'll be sending those. Actually, I'll put them in the chat at the end of this webinar, but I'll also send them out with the YouTube recording tomorrow. So questions that I get asked a lot beyond housing and safety are almost always about money. And I am not going to lie, living in London can be quite expensive, but there are ways that you can budget your money and think about budgeting as you start to come to grips with currency conversion and the rest of it. So most people in the UK spend around 40 to 50 pounds per week on average for household meals. This is not going out to restaurants or ordering in food. This is simply buying groceries at the supermarket. The average monthly rent in London right now is about 850 pounds for a room. This does not mean an entire apartment. It means a single room within a larger home. Of course, your first term is likely to be the most expensive as you start to adjust and understand transport and other expenses in the capital. As you're starting to think about how you will manage your money, start to think about travel, study, so any supplies you may need for your course, and think about enjoying time with friends. Every week, we put together a newsletter that highlights low cost and no cost activities and events happening in and around London. So there's lots of things you can do that are not expensive, but some of the travel and transport and back and forth can cost you a bit of money. Make sure that you plan for your rent, whether you'll be living with us at Stay Club or elsewhere, and start to think also about those additional costs like utilities, a housing deposit, and a TV license. As a student studying on a student route visa, you will have the ability to work part-time during term time, so that's 20 hours per week, and full-time outside of term time. And outside of term time will be the summer period. Make sure that you adhere to those limitations. It's very important that you do that, and our UKVI compliance team will tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. You are here predominantly to study, of course, so pick a schedule that works well for you and works well for the classes that you're taking. Consider where you might work. So some students work closer to campus and live farther away. Some students decide they'd rather go back to their home and work closer to home in the evening. Our careers team, Maria and Ragad, are really helpful in helping support you with CVs and preparing for part-time work. We also have an online platform for careers and internships called Handshake, and you'll be able to see some available roles in London on that. Also, please check your Richmond email regularly. So once you log on to Outlook, you will start to get all student emails and you can start to see what's happening on campus and the announcements that we're making pretty much daily to students. There are opportunities to work close to campus. In fact, we have a high street just down the road from us where many of our students work in cafes and restaurants and other shops. And it's a great way to connect with other students who have hopefully good work experience and want to and are looking for more people to join the team. Just so you know, the London living wage is currently 13.85 per hour, and our national minimum wage is 12.21 for anybody 21 years or older. It's 10.18, I believe, for anybody younger than 21. We do offer some really generous financial support, and some of you may have been lucky enough to receive an admissions scholarship at the time that you were asked to accept your offer. But we also have ways that we support our students who may find themselves in financial difficulty once they arrive. So if you do find yourself finding it really difficult to manage the costs of living in London, transport, groceries, the rest of it, come and see us in the Student Hub and we will talk you through some options. On our Blackboard course, we also have some of our peer mentors giving their top tips for budgeting. They have been through orientation, they have been through at least a term or two at Richmond and have learned some life lessons when it comes to budgeting, and they're ready to share those with you. So transport is another question we get often. London is quite a huge, sprawling metropolis, and so navigating your way around London initially may seem completely overwhelming. But don't worry, we have some incredible people on the team who are ready to talk you through London transport from A to Z. When you arrive in the UK, you may think about purchasing a small data roaming package. Wi-Fi is available, of course, at every airport and at most supermarkets and shops, but it's not available routinely on transport. So if you're traveling from one spot to another in London, you may not have the ability to look at a map or look through things to make communications with somebody that's important. So consider that. You can also download offline Google Maps or City Mapper, which is a great app to help you navigate transport across London. We do recommend that you make copies of important documents like your passport. I know most of your other documents now are electronic, but if you can take a snapshot of your boarding pass just in case it goes missing, that would be really helpful. Think about bringing a little bit of cash, although most places in London can ask you to use card exclusively. It is a good way to manage the currency exchange of what it might cost you to use a foreign credit or debit card. And probably the biggest top tip is to avoid bringing too many bags. It's really tempting to try and bring everything from home, but you will soon discover housing and student accommodation specifically is much smaller here than what you will be used to. So if you're coming in to see us on the 13th of February and you're arriving at the airport, we recommend that you arrive hopefully the day before so you can join us all day on Friday the 13th. There are lots of helpful ways you can get from any airport into London. So Heathrow is probably our closest, but you could also look at coming through Gatwick or one of the other city airports. All major airports have train and tube connections. Of course, they also have taxi and bus facilities. Public transport, again, is you'll be able to see over Google Maps or even better on City Mapper. We are not hosting airport collections. Sorry, that is on there. Disregard that. But if you do have questions about how to get from one place, from the airport to Chiswick Park or from the airport to your student accommodation, send us a message at Student Affairs and we will see if we can help. Okay, so while you're in London, the good news is that you are eligible for discounted travel. And the picture that you see up there on the top right is a 18 plus student Oyster card. What this does is gives you 30% off of weekly and monthly travel throughout London. London transport is by zones, and in Chiswick Park, we are in zone 3. Zone 1 will contain most of the landmarks and familiar sites that you'll probably want to go and see. So traveling across zones will incrementally cost you a bit more money. Costs for travel, of course, are based on zones, as I mentioned, but also the time of travel. So if you're traveling during peak hours, which is before 9:30 in the morning or between 4 and 7 p.m. in the evening, it will cost you a bit more. But if you use this Student Oyster card and you're purchasing weekly or monthly travel, you will get 30% off of all of that. So we do encourage you to apply for the card and use those discounts, particularly if you're traveling 3 or more days a week to campus. Okay, so I think everybody who's joining us for February is joining us from overseas. Um, Importantly, one of the things that you have done when you applied for your student visa is you paid an international health surcharge. And what that does is gives you access to our National Health Service. When you arrive in London, what we'll want you to do is to sign up with the National Health Service by finding a general practitioner in your area. And we'll go through how to do this during orientation. But once you do that, you're given a National Health Service number and that number will follow you throughout your time in the UK. You will need to activate your e-visa in order to do that. And you'll also, of course, need to do that to open a bank account and show that you can rent property and the rest of it. But I'm going to hand over now to, I think, Catherine, who is going to talk us through requirements for visa documentation and things we'll need to see at orientation.
I think Chi, we're going to do this one this time. Is that okay?
Sorry, Chi.
Is
Over
he
to you.
on the call?
Yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you.
So, well, hi, me again. If you applied for the student visa, from now on, the UK only issue the electronic visa. Once you receive the decision of your visa application, you should, on that letter, you should have the instructions about how to link your e-visa and how to generate a share code. So once you register UK Visa account and link to your e-visa, you should have the option to generate share code. And then please, once you have it, please fill out the form which the link is on the spreadsheet, not spreadsheet, the PowerPoint, or you can simply submit that information to your Cust Shield. It is very important that you need to set up your e-visa before you travel, because as I mentioned before, the UK only issue the electronic visa and there's no physical form anymore. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chi.
So during the document check, please make sure to bring your original passport that you use, which is stated on your CAS documents. And also the e-visa, which, as mentioned before, the share code. If you haven't provided us, please make sure that you have that handy. And also, we need evidence of the date of the entry. Usually, you can provide us with the flight ticket. And if you have the entry stamp of the UK, you can also show us that stamp as well. And also, you will need to provide us with your contact details, such as your UK turn time address, mobile phone number, and the personal email. And also, you need to please make sure that you keep us updated about any changes of your contact details. Once you received your visa, you please make sure to double check or triple check the start date of your visa. You can only enter the UK after your visa is started. In the event that you entered the UK, for instance, that you can enter the UK without any visa, let's say if you're from America, etc. If you entered the UK before the start date of your student visa, unfortunately, you cannot study with us, and we will ask you to leave the UK, maybe go to France or somewhere else to activate your student visa. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Chi. Once you're here in the UK, you may decide that you'd like to open a banking account. And this is really important if you do intend to work. Your salary for your job will be deposited directly into your account. So you will need a UK bank account. You can do this with proof of your student status, which might be a letter from us indicating that you are enrolled as a full-time student and your term time address. You'll also be asked to provide immigration documents, and this will be the same share code that you use on that website to verify that you are a full-time student. You can choose to open a bank account at a high street bank, and I've got some pictures there of some of them: HSBC, Santander, NatWest, Royal Bank of Scotland. But many of our students also choose to open a bank account at a bank that operates entirely online, like Monzo, Revolut, or Starling. You will have the opportunity to talk to some of our student leaders about this and compare and contrast, make a decision on your own. But all of them will ask for verification that you are a full-time student, and they will require evidence of your address here in London. So Alice mentioned that she is our accessibility officer, and as the accessibility officer, she is dedicated to helping students who may have specific educational needs. And I'm going to hand over to Alice to have her fill in what that means.
Yes, so my role is putting in place support plans for students with additional needs. So if this applies to you, if you have a long-term health condition, a disability, a mental health condition, do get in touch and I can help put in place accommodations both in the classroom and exams to help you reach your potential. So support plan's purpose is to make sure everyone's on the same playing field and make sure everyone reaches their potential and does the best they can during their time at Richmond. Some of the accommodations we offer include extra time in exams, preferred seating. So if this is something you think will be useful to you, do get in touch. You can fill out the health form, you can send me an email, you can pop into the hub and we'll just have a chat. We'll see what suits you and put something in place to help you.
Great. Thank you, Alice. Okay, so as I mentioned, orientation is on Friday, the 13th of February. It is in person. You will be expected to be on campus from about 9:30 in the morning until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Following orientation, you will have your full schedule, and your first day of classes will be Monday, the 16th of February. Now, throughout the term, we also run lots of activities and events. You will meet new people, you will try new things, and you'll learn about our local area. So you can look at all of these at store.richmond.ac.uk. You can also look on our calendar at students.richmond.ac.uk. I'll put these links in the chat. Um, Once you log on to your email, the Outlook email, have a look every Monday at our This Week at Richmond newsletter, and this will give you a little bit of a flavor of what's happening on campus and around London. So that is it from me. I am going to stop sharing and turn it over to you for some questions.